Imagine playing pinball with a slingshot. This is my pitch for Sling Shark. Sling Shark is a 2D mobile casual game where the player uses slingshot and swipe controls to move and bounce around the ocean while eating their prey. The goal for the game is to gain points, so eating more creatures will get you more points. You can also multiply your points by eating these creatures within a short amount of time of each other. Power-ups are dropped by eating creatures and treasure chests that help the player gain an edge. These power-ups include the bomb, which when the shark eats it, allows the shark to explode on impact with enemies and level walls and increases their movement speed. The shield power-up allows the player to reflect and bounce off enemies without getting hurt. And lastly, Chum will increase the shark's frenzy meter. When the frenzy meter is filled, the shark goes autonomous with little control from the player and becomes invincible for a short period of time. While in this mode, the shark can eat both their prey and their enemies. Enemies yield higher points, so it's encouraged to increase this meter often. The player has many enemies. These enemies are categorized into two types. The vehicle type, which consists of the boat, the submarine, and the helicopter. The boat will drop mines into the water that explode and hurt the shark. The helicopter will hurt the shark if the shark jumps out of the water and touches it. The submarine will shoot slow-moving homing missiles at the shark in a straight line. The organic enemies are enemies that have more maneuverability and can follow the shark. The orca will follow players if they are too close, and the deep-sea diver will shoot harpoons at the player. There are also hazards to avoid like garbage and toxic waste. If the player eats any garbage or waste, they will become sick and their movement speed will be decreased for a period of time. If the player touches the crabs, however, they will become paralyzed and vulnerable to enemies. There is no health in this game, so if the player is touched by an enemy, it's game over. In both modes of play, the player can get points which unlocks cosmetics when they reach the point goal. As stated, the game will have two modes of play. There's level mode and endless mode. In level mode, it allows the player to get used to enemies, environments, and hazards over 5 levels. These levels have a timer and a point goal the player must meet before the timer ends. In endless, however, there is no timer. The goal of the player is to survive while getting points. If a player achieves a high enough score, they will be recorded on the scoreboard in competition with others. My game was influenced by Angry Bird controls for movement with the reflecting and bouncing and point system of pinball. There are some risks for development. One risk is the leaderboard system because I'm not sure how the tech works behind it, but I feel when working with a team we'd be able to work together to figure out and implement this type of system. Fortunately, however, this does not affect gameplay. The second risk is scope. I originally planned for 10 levels and an endless mode, but due to some constraints and mostly uncertainty, I brought this down to 5 levels. I feel the number of different elements of the game can be taught and introduced to the player over these levels. I believe this game has a little bit of something for everyone to enjoy. Thanks for watching.